today our topic is anticipation, and I had to think, what does our family anticipate the most? And the first thing that jumps into your head is Christmas and the visit of Father Christmas. But in actual fact, that was never such a big deal in our house. Years ago, I went to a party when my daughter was little, one of her friends' parties, and this guy said, "Why should the children thank Father Christmas for everything?" You know, and I thought about that, and in actual fact, I have a brother-in-law who is very generous with gifts, and our children didn't need to look forward to gifts from Father Christmas. And so anticipating Christmas for gifts wasn't the biggest thing in our family, but I think we spend more time anticipating meals, and we spend a lot of time preparing meals so that they'll be really good. Doesn't have to be traditional, but the setting of the table, the planning of the colour scheme, the thinking of food that everyone will enjoy, because we hate people to be left out because they don't eat something, is most of the build up to festivals that happens in our family, is the table setting and the food. And so the anticipation of enjoying the meal is really big in our house, and some Christmases we've blown bubbles across the table, or created some sort of atmosphere that's made it special. And so the anticipation and the build up is rewarded with this really pleasant meal, and the aftermath of that lasts for quite some time. If the meal went well, then you remember it. And I guess, you know, when you think about religion, you think about the Last Supper and what made that memorable. And it was the way they sat and the way they interacted and the words that were said and the very meal itself that became so memorable that we still celebrate it today. So how great it is that even in our little house, the meal is so important part of our anticipation. You always think about waiting for things, and for us with boys in the house, it's waiting for the Saturday sport cancellations. And in a climate like Wellington, that's huge. And I know how to find out pretty much whether the sport's going to be on or not. I have all the ways and means of working that out, and it's waiting for the internet to update, waiting for the 2ZB cancellations in the morning. And because we've worked out how to deal with that anticipation, we've become the oracles in the neighbourhood. You know, people ring us to say, "Is the game on? You know, do you know if we're playing or not?" And that knowledge is good. But for my children, it's that waiting and that excitement. And like yesterday, I texted my son who'd been out all morning. The morning game was cancelled, and I said, "Don't you have a game at 2:30?" And he went, "Oh no, you know, come pick me up quick." I picked him up, drove him down to the pitch, and there was no one there. The game had been cancelled, and hadn't thought to check that one out. There's always that excitement and that waiting for the thing to happen, which is going to be good, the game. And after the game, you talk about it. So like the meal, you're preparing, you're waiting for it, up it comes, and you have the satisfaction of something fulfilling taking place, that you built up for it, you trained, you prepared, like we set the table, prepared the meal, and then afterwards there's that lovely satisfaction, that a completeness. It's like a full circle from building up for something, and it happens. When it doesn't happen, you need to come up with, especially if you've got children in the house, something to make up for that. And sometimes you have to think quick, because disappointment post anticipation can be a huge trough with children. It'd be like if they woke up on Christmas morning and you said, "Oh, sorry, actually, you know, there's been something on the internet, there is no Christmas today. We'll have it another day, okay? So go back to bed. It's just would be unbearable for a child. So you need to put yourself in your children's shoes and think, how important is this going to be? How much do we have to cope with the fact that whatever they've been waiting for isn't going to happen? And to keep a nice balance in your activities, you always need a backup plan. So do build up and do prepare, and hopefully really enjoy an occasion, but have a backup plan just in case. Have something ready so that your child can understand disappointment, but be ready to think of something else special that can carry on as well, because you don't want to ever kill the moment. So I think anticipation is fantastic, and I think we need to support it, but always have a backup plan in case things don't pan out just the way you expected, because boy, that happens.